Hi guys, welcome to the new episode of our podcast at the end of the day with you. This is me, Dipika.
And this is me, Anuz Thapa.
And today with us is our guest, Attorney Licelle Cobrador from Philippines.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for inviting us to your office in Queens in New York. So, Licelle Cobrador is the founding attorney of Cobrador and Associates. She was a lawyer back home in Philippines and you also taught law,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then she came here to do her LLM, which is Masters in Law in
Yes.
the United States. As you set out on your journey to start the legal career in the US, how much of struggle did you have to go through?
I would say it was quite a struggle because when I graduated in 2008, there was the currency crash. So Wall Street was actually floundering at this time. No firms were accepting foreign attorneys. Some were probably for the lucky attorneys, but I was having such a difficult time. I was getting rejection letters as a routine, you know, like every week there's 2 of them coming and I would apply to like 50 firms every week. What happened was I was getting the rejection letters, but I was really determined. I wanted to try it out in New York. So I wanted to have that legal experience, that's New York experience.
Okay.
Because honestly, the firms were like, okay, but that's Manila. Even if you were a litigator,
Right.
that's not the New York experience.
Interesting.
So I decided I would do clerkships. So I was a law clerk for different firms.
So you applied to a bunch of openings, bunch of
Yes.
jobs, and how did you get your break?
So I was home for a year in 2009.
You went back
I
home?
went back home.
Philippines.
And my classmate in law school, Dilly Bada, he put up his own firm. And he knew about the history that I was clerking, that I was an intern for some firms.
Okay.
He knew I wanted to stay in New York, and when he put up his own firm, he really wanted me to be there. So he invited me over and he said, well, you should just be in the States and see if we could, let's see if we could invite you to work for us.
You were applying to so many jobs, and eventually what happened is your classmate,
Dilli Bhatta.
Dilli Bhatta, where you worked for a long time, he offered you a job.
Yes.
See, it's really interesting. So this, kind of brings me to a fact that actually we discussed in our first episode. One benefit of going to university in US, if you want to make a career, is you could use your friendship in the long run. So you were a classmate with Dilli Bhatta,
Yes.
and he invited you to work.
Yes. I was there for 7 years,
Uh-huh.
and I learned what there was to learn about immigration law. For that, I'm really grateful for that opportunity, and of course, they sponsored my visa.
So you have studied your own law firm. Tell us about this transition.
In as much as I really enjoyed the immigration work, I wanted the freedom to know who I want to work with,
Okay.
how I want to work, and when I want to do the work. So this type of mentality was what really pushed me to finally start out on my own.
What kind of preparations did you have to do?
It was just the determination,
Determination.
the decision that you want to be on your own. The rest is like just logistics. So I started out even working in my own apartment.
Right.
We would meet some clients in the coffee shop,
Wow.
So, and I wanted to keep the overhead really low, and we're still doing that because we're a startup. Like, truthfully, it's like a very small firm, a very small office. We have a lot of collaborators, consultants, people who want to help us, but we want to keep all the costs really low. So once that the word was out, that word that I was starting on my own, so many people, it was so overwhelming. So many people extended their support.
Wow.
And they spread the word out. The clients that I have right now, they're from friends and family and from clients who were my clients before at Bata Law.
Right.
And they referred their relatives, their friends.
In your prior form, you were a staff, right? But now you also have to manage.
It's very, very different because you are the entire company. So you need to think of business operations, business development, and from the tiniest detail, like, okay, who's going to be our phone provider? And even like I needed to buy the domain name. I didn't even know about SEO, like, you know, how you get recognized in the digital space.
Right.
Now I'm going to ask you, what is SEO?
Search engine optimization.
Okay.
Which is more interesting? Sometimes people say you should start a company on your own, and then build on your own, and then others say first of all learn with somebody else and then start a company.
For law, I wanted to learn more of the work, you know, the legal work.
Okay.
And I wanted to be confident that I could really deliver.
Okay.
So that was a primary consideration for me, and I don't think that I could have done it out of law school.
Okay.
We would like to know if you are familiar with how many women attorneys who are originally from Philippines have their own law firms in the US and in New York.
Filipino women attorneys in New York, I could count them on one hand. I network with a lot of Filipino lawyers. There is a group called Filipino American Lawyers Association of New York, and there is also Filipino American Legal Defense and Education Fund. So those organizations, they have all the Filipino lawyers.
Okay.
And that's how I meet them, I network with them. Most of them are in associate jobs, or they're partners. Some are even partners at big firms. But someone really owning their own law firm, that's not a lot.
Is there any other thing that you would like to share from your struggle?
It's just really up to you as an individual, what you want out of life, you know? What kind of quality of life you want to pursue for yourself, for your family, and then you should just be determined enough to do it. And of course, hard work, that's very, very basic, you know?
Right.
So wonderful to have you in our show.
Yeah.
And would you be comfortable with sharing your email address in case somebody would like to get in touch with you?
I want to share our website too,
Okay.
www.cobradorlaw.com.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Licelle. Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
And with that, we would like to sign off from today's episode.
please subscribe our channel at the end of the day. Like, comment, share, and please connect us to people like Licelle who we can interview so that people get inspired.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.